Lucy Graham. I'm 29, turning 30 this year, and I live in Worcestershire. And I have myalgic encephalomyelitis, also known as chronic fatigue syndrome, possibly for as long as 18 years now. Well, I first felt pain and tiredness as young as when I entered in the first year of senior school, so that would have been maybe the age of 12, 13. So as early as that, I could tell that I wasn't like as healthy as other people. It was a long journey, so obviously I was feeling things as early as that, but I've actually only been diagnosed 3 years ago. So it's been a really long and complex journey, which I think is not that unusual for people with this kind of condition, because you've got to explore a lot of other avenues before you get a diagnosis. And part of that was also being diagnosed with Lyme disease and getting treatment for that before I then knew I also had ME. Some of the symptoms of this condition are really odd to explain. They make you feel a little bit like, what's wrong with me? Because they don't seem to have a logical way of explaining why things are happening. So for example, some of the major things I experience are pain in my neck and my shoulders. Holding my head up for long lengths of time can be really difficult. Concentration. There's something that ME patients often use the phrase of brain fog, because you literally just can't get through that barrier. And it's not just simple tiredness or fatigue. It's like having serious sleep deprivation and trying to push through that. Along with that, some kind of funny things like forgetting my best mate's name, or just words just don't come out sometimes. But also serious pain symptoms and things that can be very frightening, like heart palpitations, weird changes of body temperature, arthritic type pains in your joints, as well as the feeling of maybe feeling flu-like symptoms, really sore glands. The other things that ME patients tend to feel is muscle fatigue, but it's like going on a marathon, that kind of muscle pain, and just not feeling like moving is a good idea. So that can be really tough. And the other things that are less well known and possibly more unique to different patients seem to have a variety of symptoms, and not everybody has the same thing. But for me, I get very bad eye pain, especially in bright conditions. I get very sensitive ears, so even turning the kettle on can be really difficult for me to cope with. So I like walk around the house with ear defenders on, or earplugs, or if I'm going to go out and actually be out of the house, I will definitely wear earplugs, just because it means that I can endure being out and about for longer. And along with that can come very difficult migraines or headaches. I often get a lack of spatial awareness, so crossing the road can be quite dangerous for me. And just daily tasks of lifting up normal things like a kettle or a saucepan, or making your own bed, or having a shower and standing up in a shower can be really difficult. So there's lots of things I've learned in order to enable myself to do more of those things.